Hello, one and all. We are here. Um, Please let us know if you could hear us correctly.
Can you hear us correctly? Can you use both your ears?
Can you hear both of us?
You got the left
well?
and the right. Are we clarified?
Is everybody ready to talk about Twin Peaks?
How is everybody not ready to talk about Twin Peaks? Twin Peaks?
They're always ready to talk about Twin Peaks.
There's just so much to talk about.
Never ends. Question marks.
Uh-oh. What are the wait.
Okay, guys, so this is like kind of a special episode. We're streaming on YouTube, Twitch, and Periscope. So we have some other areas joining in on the chat, just trying something out.
Got a three-way of...
Get ready to see our faces content in about 30 seconds.
Oh, no! Are we ready for that?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Greg Gomez is already saying Philip is going to come in and attack soon.
Damn it, Greg.
Katrina's back, says she can hear us both.
That's great. Both making noise.
You look like trees, though.
we are trees.
All right, you're about to see our faces.
I'm feeling piney.
You're feeling piney?
Yeah.
Well, get ready to feel yourself.
Is it gonna hurt?
Hello, family.
Hello, wait.
Hello, Julian.
Hello, Julian.
Julian! Julian!
Julian!
Big Daddy. Couldn't see you there. The glasses. Yeah. We're gonna take music away, and
wait. There it is.
That's not what I.
There, yes, very good.
Oh god.
High production values.
Oh god, guys, I'm so sorry. This is the disaster already. We're gonna have to restart.
Oh my.
All right,
god.
there we go.
Oh, there it is.
We're awake.
Okay.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning, New York.
New York.
All right, you wanna scooch in here?
I don't know. I guess so.
Scooch in here.
Okay.
Julian is here.
Hysterical. I am also hysterical.
So let me know if you could hear us both. All right.
Yep, we already went over this. We can hear each other fine.
Yeah. Okay. I can hear you. Oh my god. Okay. Hey guys, what's up? Nice to see y'all again. I know these people. These people, they're free. Yeah,
okay.
I do a little salute.
I can do.
That's what we do. We do a little salute.
Salute.
I'm gonna put on my
name
thinking glasses.
Your thinking glasses. Okay.
Yeah. So.
What are we thinking about?
A lot has come to me in the past few days by way of other Twin Peaks fans, and I mean thinking loud and clear. Okay, thanks, Lex Spellaramus.
Lex Spellaramus. You probably just cursed somebody.
I mean, it's Harry Potter.
Is it Harry Potter?
But I'm guessing their name is Alex or Lex.
Is that the wizard one?
Yeah, that's the one with the wizards. Not magicians. That.
No illusions. Or is it illusions? Or is it magic?
We'll get into that in just one moment. Okay. I don't even know where to start. A lot. So let's first start off by checking in on everyone.
Do you want to open the floor for questions?
No, the questions will come, but I just want to know everybody watching in the chat how everybody's been doing since the finale. Is everybody doing okay?
How are we all coping? It's Monday, isn't it?
It's Monday. It's the first day.
First Monday
back.
Without any sort of new content. I feel cold.
I mean, you feel cold.
Yeah.
I know. I felt a little bit of a withdrawal.
It's not good.
I was clinging at anything I could get my hands on.
And there are so many questions to be answered, maybe, perhaps.
So many questions, and they mostly will all be wrong. But
or
any of our answers, they're all right.
It might just be over.
I mean, it might be over. It might not be. It might never be over. We might be.
Is anything really truly ever over, though?
No.
No, that's.
Which I think
might be a point.
We could argue was sort of the.
That's probably
the idea.
The genesis. Themes.
That everything is cyclical and everything is innate.
Time is a wheel.
Okay, so
but it's also an 8.
So you know what we have? I was gonna say, since we have 8 people watching right now, but as soon as I said that, we reached the number of completion.
Ooh, 10.
We reached 10.
10.
So that's it. We're
That's
ending.
a 1 and a 0.
Thank
We're
you guys
stopping.
for watching.
That was wonderful.
We've completed the stream.
I hope you all had a good time and answered a lot of questions.
We've reached the number of completion, so now
we're
done.
Yeah, you guys.
Thank
wrote
you guys
down
for
that
watching.
recipe.
Everybody unsubscribe.
It's gonna
because
be good. Like and subscribe. Subscribe to me on my channel.
What's your channel?
Don't have one.
Oh, okay, we're back down to 8. All right.
Okay.
So we're back on.
Stay a little longer.
Okay.
Okay, that's fine.
Katrina says, reading a ton of theories. Good one by Dan Auerbach on a site called Waggish. I think I've heard of that.
Waggish.
Don't remember. But if you could share what that is, I would appreciate it.
Is that a subsidiary of Doggish?
Moping on Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time.
I would be too. I mope on Sunday pretty hard.
It's slippery in here.
It is. Greg.
Stay
slippery.
I was also moping. I was gonna do a stream yesterday, but I decided against it because I was moping too much.
No mope stream?
No, I didn't want to.
Sometimes those are pretty good though.
By the way, I hope we have our coffee. Where the hell's your coffee?
It's inside me mostly. But it was in here, so there's that.
All right. It's slippy in here. I'll open that for you. All right. So
yes.
I'm gonna bring up some messages I got
from.
1 second. I'm going to cite their name, which they will probably be on a stream at some point.
Cite the question.
It wasn't even a question. It was more like
a statement.
This is what I think.
Conversation.
Nadine Noor from Australia, I believe.
Nadine. Oh, Australia. Very cool.
She's probably going to be on the show at some point, but we have to figure out how to work out the time difference.
Yes.
Also, if anybody would like to just come on at some point, please let me know. I'm open to everybody.
We can have
coming on as long as you're like respectful and you're,
of course,
you actually help the conversation. But I think most of you guys do. I've seen most of you guys here. So we're gonna get into some good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of good. This Nadine sent me a lot of good stuff.
All right.
Some stuff I agree with, some stuff I'm into, some stuff I don't know, might be a little bit of a stretch, but it's all great.
There's a lot of stretches though.
And the thing is numbers. Katrina says about the Waggish thing, describes part 18 and some of 17 as a pocket universe to trap Judy.
Made by whom?
I mean, I'm under the idea that universes are just dreams. I mean,
in this universe,
there are universes in dreams. Dreams are universes, and dreams are dreams. Dreams are so many things.
The logic works that way. Very dream.
Yeah, nothing is actually what you think it is.
But it also totally is. Like, things are very blatant and specific. But it's
you're suspicious of everything.
It's both. Which is a strange.
So we're just gonna talk about numbers first,
right. Which
and
numbers
I'm gonna read this. And we're probably gonna do I'm probably gonna do another video on just a lot of the numbers we see in Twin Peaks, and there's a lot of obvious shots of numbers in the series.
And references to numbers. Many references to numbers.
So we're gonna do I guess you could say probably the most important number. That in the series, because I mean, it was in the end more or less number 10.
10.
10. I mean, all the numbers are important, but 10 is the number of completion. And here is like a numerology website that sort of describes and extrapolates the history of numbers.
10.
10, I think they do 0 through 10.
Probably.
So
give us some 10.
Okay, here's what they say about the number 10. Number 10 resonates with the vibrations and energies of leadership, optimism, confidence, independence, creative power, success, energy, originality, adaptability, determination, individuality, leadership, confidence, optimism, energy, independence, creative power, and every success, original, adaptable, individualization, and determination. So they just used a couple of those words.
It's a lot of positivity repeated twice.
Yeah.
It's a lot of double positivity.
They just used a lot of the same words.
Doppelgangers. Okay.
I mean, and 10 is obviously made of 1 and 0, so you could take...
And that's like a yin-yang. Yeah. A whole made of the parts that are like polar opposites.
And 10 is a symbol of love and light and
like fullness,
creation. Yeah, it's just like a rounded out. Here's the thing about number 10. Here's like the negative side about number 10. Let's see, where is it? The power of manifesting creative concepts into reality is inherent, but this power needs to be used with wisdom, since the power for absolute creation contains the polarity power for absolute destruction.
Did you get that?
Self-discipline and infinite compassion must accompany the gift of the former in order to avoid the tragedy of the latter. Discipline must precede dominion. Unfortunately, for some number 10 people, they fail to realize their power potential and consequently harbor deep-seated feelings of frustration, causing them to feel unfulfilled. This then causes them to occasionally behave in somewhat a proud and arrogant manner to cover their unnecessary feelings of inferiority. I thought it was interesting.
That is pretty interesting.
Because before I'd read this, I thought Cooper was having a bit of a god complex. And something that backs that up even further is the number 8. 1 second.
It's like infinity on its side.
That's the thing. Infinity on its side. Or is it
almost like an inverted
like
stream, if you want to call it a stream of movement, or like a way of like.
I mean, you could call like call it 8 like a knot.
Right.
I mean it is a knot, but and you could attribute that to the endless knot in Buddhism and stuff. Or I mean, there's so many things.
So many things are so many things.
But here's what the number, and I thought it was really interesting that there was a number 8. And it was interesting that they showed it vertically instead of horizontally, which is when you see the infinity symbol, it's usually horizontal.
Right.
Number 8, like sort of the main meaning or sort of understanding of what number 8 means is influences and vibrations of authority, personal power, self-confidence, executive ability, confidence, inner strength, professionalism, and the professional management, material freedom, success, good judgment, money, finances, riches, manifesting wealth, abundance, a lot of good stuff. A lot of good stuff coming to you. But the negative aspects of number 8 are something that I think we see in the last, I guess, half hour when Cooper crosses over with Diane, which are the negative aspects of number 8 are superiority complex, greed, tactlessness, and domineering. And I think we saw all that. Afterward.
Afterward what? After what?
After he we see that once they cross over, I think. I mean, Cooper becomes almost a completely different person. Like I guess he
intends to do what he intended to do, which is try to save Laura, but he does seem removed, like he was like.
He has the determination and the drive, and he wants to do good.
But that's all it is, though, and he's much more like stiff, talks differently, even though he's like got the identification. So that could also be another split off. I don't know why that would make any sense. It's relevant, but it might.
I don't know if it's he's split again or something, or if he's just because he jumps after Bob is dead. He jumps right into the next thing. He jumps right into let's go save Laura, which I think is interesting. But the way he does it, especially with putting the guns in the fryer, I think that that's a definite, like an obvious example of tactlessness.
Yeah, but he does.
You better want to move. You better move out of the way.
He does mention the bullets because like.
So he's aware of it, but it's kind of like he's almost like in a weird trance.
Yeah, like halfway between Dougie.
But do you think him being able to cross over, and be like the magician now and and being able to go to Jeffries and like unlock this portal to the past for me.
But he still went to
gives
the wrong
him like
place. But he still went to the wrong
because
place.
he wasn't specific enough.
Either that or it's slippery in here. So
it's slippery. I mean,
like,
there
was like a shift in time that couldn't have been avoided.
He says it's slippy, but he said please like be specific, and then he just gave him a date. But he didn't say
specific date though.
He didn't say like. Where? I mean, it could where or when or like I think like he should have been more specific.
Gun fritters are not a coop thing. No, definitely not. I do want a gun fritter now, though. What would that be? A gun
fritter.
Would that be like a jalapeno stuff?
I could see it as like a spicy thing. Yeah, almost like too spicy. Like
a little bit.
Like almost like a ball of heat.
Yeah, but then you have like a ranch sauce and it evens it out a little, like just enough. That sounds good. Somebody make this. Twin Peaks gun fritters.
Gun fritters. I mean, there is the Twin Peaks restaurant. Maybe we should pitch them an idea.
That might be a good idea. I think that's a pretty good idea. You could shape it like a little gun.
Greg says, wanted to do a rewatch, but finale makes me think all the plot, storylines, characters before it are irrelevant. Seems pointless. I love the ride, but it seems like that all that matters is 1, 2, 3, and 18.
Greg.
I don't agree, Greg.
No, I don't either. Greg.
I think they're super separate things.
Big time. Yeah.
The plots, I think you're supposed to, I mean, I don't want to say a lot, because it's not perfect. It's not a perfect show.
It's like a very lucid stream of conscious type of thing. I mean, there's like clearly a through line, but like, it's a loose construction of a... Not that it's like, I don't know, it's not hard to understand, but I could see how it could be hard to understand.
I mean, there's just a lot that
But there are so many interpretations of everything, too. Anything could really be right.
Yeah.
Even if it isn't related, and it's just like a way he films things and cuts things together. Because I read that too. Like Diane like changes clothes very frequently, and like sometimes it doesn't quite match up. Like from like moment to moment, and like things like that. It's just like a way he films certain motions as opposed to actually getting continuity.
Yeah. I could see that. That's definitely a technique.
Feeling as opposed to like forwarding the plot or whatever. But that could be wrong.
I didn't
really notice.
He's a lot about building atmosphere and setting a mood.
Yeah. And a lot about
So if somebody suddenly changes like a color or something, it's conveying something else rather than continuity error.
Yeah.
But again, it could be both.
Of course. Or neither.
Does Cooper have a god complex or a hero complex? I mean, I feel like maybe a little bit of both. His Earth, his like natural self has the superhero complex. I mean, he had that in the original.
He doesn't seem to need to do. He just kind of does out of his goodwill. I think. I don't know. I mean, like but an obsession.
But is that kind of? It's goodwill, but is it goodwill to a fault?
No, but if you're driven to something, it's not necessarily like he doesn't. I mean, I know he gets hurt, but he doesn't like. I don't know, because like he does get punished for pretty much everything.
Could that
multiple times, good and bad.
I think that's a good point, because I don't think he actually learns that he's not like the god, which I think I took it as him thinking like him being a very like holier than thou kind of person, especially at the end.
But he's also very childlike, and he like latches on to very simple things while having a seeming depth of knowledge.
I mean, and that was fine maybe when he was in the original Twin Peaks, but I don't know how much emotional maturity you like gain while you're in the lodge.
If any. It might not even be an emotional thing so much as being in touch with a different thing. Like, some people are intelligent in different ways. Like, you could be book smart, or you could be, like, physically capable, or, like, something like that. And it seems like he's, like, more, like, in tune with, like, the hum of nature, or, like, spiritualism.
But he's also intelligent, and he's also, like, physically
Oh, yeah, and he'll also
strong.
kick somebody's ass. Yeah, I guess so.
So he has all those things.
It could just be a trait of the, like, he felt destined to be in the FBI, and that's just like a product of that. But still, he does possess the basic. Yeah, no, that makes sense.
I mean, he has all that, but like, I don't know. I think he like the fact that the giant visits him, and he's always chosen for these dreams and stuff.
I think it's because he's susceptible. And then like
I think it started that way.
And then later on, Andy is also susceptible because he's also kind of a pure of heart sort of person, but he's got like
I think I think Andy becomes almost like the anti Cooper, because Andy I don't think would be spoiled by the power,
No,
which
not
I
even
think Cooper has been. I would say. I mean, it's I don't want him to be, but I think he is.
I don't know.
But it's hard to tell because he's also he's also super confused. So I don't know.
There's a lot of. Did anybody get a donut count? Get a donut count?
I know Gordon had donuts in that one scene.
There were a lot of donuts. Count of donuts.
Hawk has donuts in the beginning.
That's at least a dozen. I'm gonna say somewhere around 40 donuts make an appearance. If you don't consider that sign a donut.
Katrina says,
we should get donuts.
I think Coop from Duncan.
What's happening?
Katrina says, I think Cooper may have both hero and god complex. He thinks he knows how to save Laura, but taking her back to the house doesn't save her.
He doesn't.
I don't
think that was his mistake necessarily. He was just at the wrong time. And maybe even
But what was he trying to do by bringing her back to the house?
I think he was trying to like re-spark her memory, or perhaps like. Did he know much about Sarah?
I mean, I don't remember them talking that much in the original series. I don't know what he learned while he was in the lodge.
But even in the new series, like, does he know she's possessed or whatever's happening? Because if that's the case, maybe he's trying to, like, feed her to... Because that's, like, the same kind of a spirit. Like, she did something to that boy, and then she, like, smashes the picture.
I mean, we assume she did something to the boy.
Oh, she did.
I think so, too, but I don't know what the intent of whatever the hell the thing is inside of her. I don't know if it's like her being possessed or if it's like just her like shadow self taking. Cameron from Obnoxious and Anonymous brought this up about her shadow self taking over her.
She bit the dude's throat out. Like she's fully like she took her face off.
I know, but like in this world, it's like she could just be consumed by something.
I think it's along the lines of how Leland was. It's just manifested differently.
But Bob possessed him from a young age, I believe. That's the thing. I mean, we don't have
but
the
now
full
she's
story
haunted
there.
by both of those deaths and that strangeness, and then
I mean,
it could be her own thing. Maybe she developed some sort of other.
And she has the Laura smile in her. So I don't know what that is. Is it Laura's darkness? Is it like
They're
evil
just like
Laura?
a generally cursed family.
We call. I mean, we've been people have been calling her Judy. Like they think she's possessed by Judy. And then Jeffrey says this is where you'll find Judy, but again,
no. But Judy was at
the police station. Diane was at the police station. Diane, I don't. He says Jeffrey says this is where you'll find Judy, and then I think the first indication that something went wrong is that he ends up at Judy's diner.
Right.
So I think that should have been his first indication that.
That seems more like an other thing, to be honest with you. I feel like because they made such a point of like showing the horse, and then like it just happens to be Judy's diner, but he does know her name though. I don't know. It seemed more like a things you're familiar with in your head sort of a thing.
What do you mean?
Like how you dream. Like we have this conversation now, and then you dream the night that I come up with a different conversation just because like it's an influence that's like a subliminal kind of a thing.
This is true.
But he knew her name, but he didn't give the name. He was like, "Who's the other woman that works here?" Her phone number. He didn't ask for Laura or like whatever. But he knew her name would be different.
I want to know how he knew she would work there.
It's Judy's.
It was I guess it was obvious, but like.
But he didn't because it makes a point. They don't like focus on it, but like he sees it and then
there's things that he must have learned at some point.
He didn't understand the name change, but that could just have been a topical thing.
Yeah, Carrie Page.
That was and Richard and. Like Richard, hey, he said it out loud.
Yeah, like, Richard and Linda. The other thing where he sort of knows a name and we don't know how he knows it is the Freddy thing. Dude with the green glove.
He met him.
When?
Didn't he?
No, he never. They never show anything on screen about him learning about Freddy.
I thought that was great until it became such a central thing. That was like really weird for me.
This is my destiny.
No, but see, I thought the first thing was his destiny.
What thing? The prison thing?
Yeah, because that just makes sense. Like
being the right there at the right place to
like
protect
story-wise,
Andy,
like
yeah.
thematically, it just makes that like came to its conclusion, and then they did it again with Bob because
that
why?
That
was that just to make expand it even further? Like was that just because there was nothing? I mean, nothing needs to be the same all throughout. But.
The way I take it is that it almost seemed to minimalize what Bob was. It's like you guys had such a hard time with this thing.
Yeah.
How do you think you're gonna defeat ultimate evil? That's
Scottish people?
Huh?
Scottish? Irish?
I think he was English. I don't know.
Green glove?
Maybe Scottish.
Green glove people?
But like
gardeners?
That's how I took. It's like you guys are going way above your head, like pay grades on this one. How do you think an FBI agent, even if you could travel throughout time, is going to defeat ultimate evil? I'm thinking.
But they all.
I'm thinking you can't. You could just. The whole thing. What I'm seeing is like with the loop, especially you could delay it, but you can't destroy it. You have like no hope of destroying it, but you can delay it. Let's see. Katrina says Annie didn't remember that there were two Coopers, but he did okay otherwise. This is true. Oh, that's right, because in the sequence, he shows them both.
Yeah.
That's where the Judy trap theory comes in. The
London,
purpose was to kind of draw her back to that house and then let Laura loose on her.
So that's what I was trying to say before. I don't really believe that, but it seems like another possibility.
Like Laura has to.
It would either absolve the situation or some sort of like sacrificial sort of a thing. I don't know that she would like eat her, but maybe they would like. Since she was sent to go defeat that kind of a darkness, maybe she would like overtake her mother. Not like physically, but like in some.
Do you think Laura made when Laura put on the ring? Did she make a mistake?
When.
In Fire Walk with Me.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, Cooper tells her not to put on the ring.
I don't think it really.
But then why would he tell her that and then go save her? Was that? I feel like the old Cooper was smarter by going to her in a dream and telling her not to.
That might have just been a different timeline.
The don't put on the ring thing. But does the Black Lodge or the waiting room, red room, whatever you want to call it,
she might be above that.
Live outside of time.
Well, of course. It's some other space.
So was he just? I mean, we saw him move through the lodge to get to other points in time.
By the logic of the whole thing, though, the ring should also affect her the same way because, I mean, which Laura was it?
I mean, yeah, she put on the ring and she got killed. She should have. I mean, I don't know if they had this like idea when they made Fire Walk with Me, but going by today's rules. If she got killed with the ring on, she would have just ended up in the Black Lodge.
Like Ed Cooper and the other.
Like everybody else that's
even if she is powerful, she's not like absolved or like exempt from the functions of the.
I don't know. That's a part that I'm unsure about now, because I feel like with this whole new idea of you have the ring on when you at the time of your death you end up in the lodge.
Right.
Ray ended up in the lodge, and he was just like a normal dude.
Mm-hmm.
But he was a paid informant for the FBI. I don't know what his actual story is, but
I don't think any of that really matters. I think it's just like a cosmic.
Did he know he was asking for Laura though? He seemed kind of surprised to see her.
I think he did. He had to have.
I mean, he's only seen her in pictures and I guess dreams.
He didn't ask for her.
Does he ever actually see her in dreams? He kind of speaks to her.
Yeah, no,
I mean, he sees I'm sure he sees the homecoming thing, and he sees dead Laura, and he sees. I guess he does see her in the original, like when he meets her dressed in black.
Right.
But Um. So did he knew he was asking for? I mean, he asked Laura Palmer.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, "Are you Laura Palmer?" She's like, "I nobody."
No.
Yes.
But he didn't ask for her by name at the diner, though.
No, he didn't.
He like made it a point to
The other waitress.
The other waitress.
And the waitress at the diner was Clint Eastwood's daughter. By the way.
Funfacts, truefacts.com.
I mean, because people were thinking that she was going to be like a young version of Laura, because she looks a lot like her.
Right. That would have made.
But they just. I mean, I thought that's who it was in that flashback scene, where the new flashback scene.
Right.
But it was just Cheryl Lee in makeup, apparently.
Mm.
I legitimately thought it was going to be Annie. I did too, but. He defeated Bob, kind of, unless it was all a dream. The ultimate evil was Judy. Yeah.
Mm.
For sure. Bob was almost like small pickings, I think.
Easy pickings.
Did she have it on the spirit finger though? Interesting. I don't know. I don't remember. She might have put it on the wrong finger or the wrong hand.
Should we do spirit fingers real quick?
I was doing singular spirit finger.
Spirit finger. I guess
some people are saying that Cooper parts of Fire Walk With Me might take place chronologically during after the return. I'm thinking maybe it takes place.
I would think before.
Takes place while he's already in the lodge. That like in the 25 years somewhere.
Maybe little bits of it. Sure, that makes sense, but not the all of the extra. I mean, fall in line with both.
I mean, there is that scene where he is older. I don't know where the hell that's supposed to take place.
Well, that's supposed to be 25 years later. They just assumed they would do it differently.
Mm-hmm. And
I don't know why
the hell's
he
that
didn't
tie?
do that. I guess because he would have had to like upkeep it for
that face makeup.
And then if
Kyle looks better for real than he did in that makeup.
Oh no, he totally. I mean, you can tell he's aged a little bit, but he does look really.
Yeah, he looks. I mean, I saw him in the flesh. He looks way better than that prosthetic.
Did you touch his face?
No, I didn't touch his face. I got close though.
I would have been like.
No, we were like a little. We hugged a little bit.
You wrestled. Starting position.
He was drinking.
Comfortable.
It was a lot of fun. It smelled mostly like wine though.
Was he drunk?
What?
Was he drunk?
I don't know if he was drunk. I don't know what his.
Did you try the wine?
The wine was really good, but yeah, guys, if you have a chance to try Kyle's wine.
How was it? I mean, like, what would you?
I got the Syrah.
You got a glass, a bottle.
A bottle.
Damn, yeah.
Is that red? It's downstairs, huh?
Is that red?
Yeah, it's red. But I think he had a white.
Probably.
I'm not sure. I only bought one. I wanted to buy all of them, but that's all.
A lot of money. It was good though.
It was really good.
You'd recommend?
If you get a chance. I don't know. I don't think he's selling it wide release yet, because I think
you probably have to go to like a specialty place or something like that. For now, anyway. Yeah,
I think the winery is pretty small. I'm gonna see if that place where I got the autograph has more, because I want to try the rosé.
This has been sommelier talk.
I wish I still had some more, but we drank it all on the finale night.
Shit.
I popped it open on the finale night.
And you fell out the window?
Huh? I was sweating so much, and the wine didn't help. I was like,
got them wine sweats. You're an old girl now. We're both.
I was just so nervous about that finale. I was actually sweating.
I almost vomited. I was like, oh no.
I had so many butterflies. Like I was
before 17 started, I was like, I'm dying. Yeah. This is it. This is it.
Oh my god.
I was like sitting down. I had to slide some water, and I was like, wow, I'm totally gonna vomit, and I have no stake in anything.
I know it's not. I have no involvement.
It's like sports, I guess.
Besides, like doing these things, but
yeah, but otherwise, it's like I didn't do it. So
I know.
I don't enjoy the thing.
I don't know. I don't know.
Not good.
Other people were also super nervous. Let us know how, like, if you guys were nervous.
Did you guys like
before the
have a shit? Like it was pretty bad. It was a bad word. Nothing happened, but I felt pretty terrible for most of that time. And then, like halfway through 18, when I was like, "Oh, this is just gonna be like driving down the road," I was like, "Son of a bitch!" But here we go, and it was pretty cool. It was all right. I wasn't too upset with that.
Honestly, the whole people were upset with the driving scenes, but I loved that.
That was great. The only thing I could have done without was the 8.5 minutes of fucking. I get it. It's an emotional thing, but I don't think that was totally earned.
Okay, You finished reading that, right?
Yeah,
Secret
I mean,
History?
who knows what I remember, but
Do you
sure.
do you think that that sex scene was like the ritual sex, or um do you think
Well, what is 4:30?
I'm not sure. What is 4:30?
Like, they clearly knew something was going on. What was that conversation? I think because if it is a ritual, that's probably some sort of cross section. Like they maybe needed to have that interaction to be that close to then. But they had already traveled time, yes.
I mean,
Driving.
well, they did some. I think they traveled when they were by the wires, but they might have traveled further
because he wakes up and it's different.
he
Because
wakes
I
up
feel
and
like
it's different.
so is
Hotel,
that
different car.
is that a different sort of travel then?
I'm not sure.
Like maybe you travel further if you have sex, having electricity, or is that a totally separate?
Possibly.
Because I mean, brain activity is electricity as well, so everything is technically electricity.
I guess you could say like all the synapses.
Can I say
and
electricity?
endorphins.
How many more times?
Electricity.
It's shocking.
I guess. I mean, it could be like the whole thing to summon Judy, though. That's what some people are saying. I thought it was just like sort of. I mean, it had to have had a purpose.
Yeah, I mean, there's usually.
But Diane didn't seem to be in on it because she's like, "What do we do now?"
No, she did, but like.
And then he's like, "Turn off the light. Come over here." And then that's when
oh,
it started.
True.
Which I thought was weird. That was the whole like domineering thing. I think.
I still think he was somebody else.
I think he was turning into somebody.
I think he was probably a different. Does that mean the evil is still within him then? Because he was like halfway between. He was like, "I'm still a cop," and he shows her the badge, but he's very like.
Yeah, like a cop, like
no, not
cockies.
not even serious. Like more like Mr. C, just like very like deadpan, but like.
I think he was becoming all of them. I think maybe he was suppressing the Mr. C in him for so long by having that sort of childish thing.
I have another sad question. When Dougie is returned back home, is he just brain dead then? Like, because he was like home, and then like, so are we just dealing with that again? And is that normal, or do they notice that he's like?
I mean, he just said one thing, so I don't know.
Remove.
He could have just been that like,
but he had
child.
He had that, yeah.
That like Cooper child thing.
Yeah.
But what I took from that sex scene was that, and I talked about this before, was that they were both turning into Richard and Linda of that world. So maybe
who are they?
They're them in that world, but they're not the same people.
But why hadn't that happened before? That's what
I think.
That's why I don't think that's strange.
I don't think it was immediate.
But everything else is consistent.
Maybe.
If we're gonna talk about constants right now.
Constants?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe
well,
not.
let me just finish. Let me just finish this. I know I've talked about it before, but I think the whole thing with like them doing it and then her sort of becoming a little stressed out, and I think she felt herself falling out of it with him because they were becoming the other people, and his like sort of just like deadpan face the whole time. And she like knew. I think she knew he was becoming somebody different, and she was becoming somebody different because some people were thinking she was remembering the Mr. C thing, but I don't think that's what it was.
That's what I thought initially.
That's what I thought initially too. But when I rewatched it, I see that she kisses him before she covers his face. So she does that,
almost
covers
like
his
a goodbye,
face,
maybe.
and then that's yeah.
I don't know.
That's what I took it as.
That's a little. It's a little. It seems a little. But I see how they could make.
I mean, it probably started off genuine, like them doing something. There might have been an intent, but I think then they started changing. But again, I could be wrong. Probably wrong.
No, I mean everything is open to interpretation.
Danielle says she was on the verge of tears.
Yeah, straight up, Danielle.
Katrina was super nervous.
Yeah, me too. It's not good out here.
Katrina says I could do without looking at Laura Dern's spine for a half hour.
Yeah, I mean, 8.5 minutes of bone time plus bone time.
We've seen Mulholland Drive.
Yeah, she's all. I mean,
that was Naomi Watts, and we also got her. Tall? We also got her spine in this.
Yeah, not as pronounced, but sure.
We've seen Laura Dern's.
We got a. You think?
Oh. Laura Dern's spine talk.
I wonder if that's some sort of a I don't know.
You think we saw the spine for a reason like that?
No, I don't think that's really a thing. No, I think that's a little too much into it.
Just like, because that's where...
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not even going to go there.
Like a Jacob's Ladder sort of a thing?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe that's why
everything.
I mean, I know he also
The
loves
transference of electricity. It's just an interesting way to film something older.
And
and to give you intimacy, you're like very close.
Isn't that something in the Kama Sutra that just that position?
Well, that's like your chakras and stuff like that. I guess you could, but that's not all the spine. The spine is one.
But like that position, even with him sort of not being completely flat, just like I think that's a thing. But I don't know. I didn't study the Kama Sutra.
Starting position.
Yeah. Oh God.
That's my favorite.
It hurts my arm when you go like this.
See how this is? Oh my God! What an asshole!
I love those scenes.
That was the best thing. That's like my favorite part of the whole thing. I think
it hurts my arm when you go like this.
See how this is also
do you
too much
think? Do you think Doppelcooper, if not inhabited by Bob, would have been as terrible as he was? Or do you think he just would have had like a beeline
drive?
Is Bob.
That just is Bob.
But Bob possessed the doppelganger.
So he's a little deluded. He like functions a little more logically than Bob. Bob just...
Because how bad could Cooper's shadow self actually be?
It's not even about that. I think it's like a filtering of badness. Because like he's like more methodical. He thinks about things. I mean, you could kidnap somebody and chain him to a trailer. Yeah. That's a plan too. But he's got like people around him, and he's got like these like functioning, not a mafia, but like kind of like a mafia sort of a situation. He's like setting people to do his bidding.
Yeah. And
have like more of a thought out process like Cooper might if he were evil. Maybe.
No, yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Do you think he would have been less maniacal? Without, maybe more.
I don't think he's. I don't think he can exist without Bob. But if that was to come from something else, probably not as intense. Maybe not as violent.
That's what I'm thinking. Maybe he's more of like the bad cop than like the evil cop.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Exactly. We'll never know.
Exactly. Super efficient evil. Exactly that.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like a high functioning.
I like that phrase.
And he lost his focus on like, I mean, not that like everyone's really talking all that much, but he like, there's no pie, there's no coffee, just like shooting.
Pretty much. It hurts my arm when you go like this. I want to get that on a shirt with just like the arm
that
like this.
That would be great. That would be so good.
Like we had the Laura Palmer this thing. Why can't we just have like a hat, like a arm wrestling on the side? It hurts my arm when you go like this.
That's so good. We should put that out.
Oh, I love it.
Somebody should put that out.
It's way funnier, like in retrospect. I mean, it was funny during. All right, so we're gonna backtrack a little bit with the comments. Maybe he had to be Richard to kind of sacrifice himself into the Judy-Laura meltdown because Cooper would not be able to take Laura to what was her doom as well. Possible. Could be a sort of a diluted version of him. Danielle says, I think that Diane was less ready to jump timelines, and because she wasn't in the right headspace, she was more easily turned into Linda, and because Cooper's more... I could see that for sure. I definitely could see that. Diane definitely wasn't convinced, I don't think. We saw... I mean, Laura Dern is good at that. We saw sort of the hesitation in her face. She was sort of just going along with him. Yeah. I would say. Jason says, I think motel cars and doors are way stations and traveling items and thresholds.
There's a lot of that. I think he takes those because I think we kind of all feel that way. They're like definitely liminal spaces, like a subway tunnel.
Oh, yeah.
If it's like mostly empty or like a gas station somewhere like on a highway that's like lit and there are people there, but you just something's like not right.
Outside, yeah.
It almost seems like magical or like transitory.
Why is this here? Kind of thing.
And it's like something that's like you can almost always count on it depending on where you are. There's usually a place with like shitty food and some guy and gasoline. And he's probably a little off, and that adds to it too.
Do you think
even if he's not, it's like... And
that's... I mean, I'm pretty sure that's somebody's Twin Peaks.
That's like a 1-to-1, I think, like with the Woodsman and stuff like that. Like they're very like got a light. Like of course you're gonna ask me for a cigarette at a gas station. You fuck. Like Like, it's a very
they're
common,
from a gas station,
exactly,
and they
it's
go
a very
out.
common like, yeah, of course, like, it's just a transfer of fire in this, like, liminal space, and that's almost like a thing, too, like a firewalk.
Yeah.
I gotta go to bed.
See how it happens? It's just like
we could just
you start connecting
things.
things.
That's a lot happening.
But now I'm thinking about that kind of idea.
Also,
Twin
like,
Peaks is definitely somebody's just like driving through.
Yeah,
stop
exactly.
at Big Ed's because it's the only thing.
And the same thing
going
with the
to Seattle
and the
or
same
something.
thing with the diner. Like, she decides not to sell the diner, like, not to like spread that little microcosm of whatever happens, like her and like the essence of Twin Peaks itself. Like, it's like kind of that's like a withholding of like, even though we go to South Dakota, and Vegas, and New York,
It's still like this.
it's like a containment of like this one
This is
specific
magical
special thing. Like, you can do it, but I'm not going to be involved in it, so it's not the same. Like,
Interesting.
that's kind of like a
I like that.
too.
Thanks for that, Jason. Katrina says Bob has no discipline though. Coop does combine. Oh yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
we read that
exactly.
one.
We touched on the efficiency of the
super
crimes.
efficient evil. I love that.
That's perfect.
I don't think Doppelkoop would have done what he did to Audrey and Diane if he hadn't Bob in him. I agree with that.
Definitely not.
That's Bob. That's pure Bob. That's just that lust. I mean, I know Cooper has it, but I don't think it's like that. Especially with the Caroline.
No, but he has restrained.
He restrained himself.
He has respect.
Because,
because of the way he treats Audrey and
and Annie, even though he lets himself fall into Annie.
Right.
Cooper left the lodge in '89. Cooper and Diane travel to the correct real timeline and have sex, complete the ritual, and both wake up in the present reality. Interesting.
Maybe that does kind of track. Also,
I really need to reread that whole ritual sex thing because I don't totally understand it completely.
That's like Philemon.
Right? Yeah, Parsons.
Yeah, Parsons. Hubbard. Oh, Scientology.
Leia Remini.
You guys have a minute to talk about?
No, we're not doing Scientology talk.
Are you sure?
But now that we mentioned it, I'm sure it's gonna come in.
Yeah, no problem. Someone will say something. Also, Audrey. I need me some Audrey. I need to know what's going on. I'm bothered by all of that.
She lives inside a dream.
Yeah, I know.
What else do you need to know?
It's too much. It's too much vagueness. I don't know what else to do.
Sort of dream.
Oh my god.
I love that. Let's see, I'm checking the comments to see if we have anything from any of the other site holes, but okay, YouTube, you're the champ.
YouTube.
Oh, on the back of the t-shirt it would say starting position is more comfortable. Yes.
Yes. I like it.
If I could figure out how to make these,
somebody please make it. It's just like an outline of a hand, like one of those like 1950s drawings of like
this position.
Yeah, like a little shading.
It hurts my arm when you.
I like it.
Starting position. I love that.
Yes.
I love that. It would be a cool like shirt to wear at the gym. I could see like a hoodie, like a zip-up hoodie.
That's what I was just gonna oh my god, that's what I was just gonna say. Like have it either here and here, or like here in a zip-up, and then the back is still.
Starting position is more comfortable.
You could have it like a Lacoste shirt, like a tiny arm. Have it like the starting position is much more comfortable.
I want to make this shirt. I don't know if like CBS or Twin Peaks are gonna be like.
I don't really think that's gonna be a big deal, but like I guess
I guess
Etsy, things like Etsy.
I guess they don't have a trademark on the phrase.
No,
and as long as I'm not using images,
it's just like an arm.
But I might make this shirt so guys keep a lookout.
They don't have a copyright on.
This is true. I could get I could either draw an arm and like scan it, or we'll see. Yeah, there might be a shirt. There might be a shirt.
We should totally get these.
Let's see.
Oh,
do you understand the place? Makes a good shirt.
Yes, it does.
I like that. Do you understand a place?
Oh my.
My screen says the stream is offline in the middle of you guys. So does that mean the cast is a dream or now or? The stream is offline. What do you mean? The
stream is offline.
I think it went off for a second.
It does every now and then because you're not clicked into it, I think.
Well, no, I don't think my internet connection is strong enough.
Work on it.
Jason says I've come to believe that Audrey's in the same connection with the arm, they both dance.
Huh? Oh, right. And they both mentioned the little girl who lives down the lane, whoever that might be. I had something on that.
Do you think the arm is like harboring Audrey?
No.
I wanted to go with the easy explanation and say she's in a spaceship, she's safe, she's outside reality, space time.
Did you just fucking say a spaceship?
There are aliens in it.
Did you say a spaceship?
Yeah.
No.
She's in a spaceship.
No. She's at the Roadhouse.
I don't want her to be in a ward.
I think she's in a ward.
Do you think the Roadhouse has been knocked down and repurposed as like a hospital?
I don't think the Roadhouse is necessarily always a real place. There's a lot
Do you think it's
to
projection?
talk about there. I think I don't really. I think it depends on what time it is. In this, I don't know if there's a specific order to these things, but I know some of the episodes, like a lot of that stuff, isn't real.
Oh well, we have to talk about that chart of the conversations.
We should talk about that chart of the.
But I don't totally get it yet. I'm kind of.
There's not a lot to understand. I don't think that way. I think it's just like more or less compartmentalizing certain things.
Kind of, yeah.
But like there are certain patterns that come up that are very obvious. And I was like I don't know what to make of it. Like I don't know if she's in some relationship that's meant to be an allegorical thing, because like 2 different times there's like an outbreak of like, oh, that's my wife, and then someone gets hit in the face or like smashed with a bottle, and then they take Charlene Eve from the booth like by her arms, and she's screaming, and that's like kind of how you would carry somebody in a mental institution. Like maybe not currently, that's like a shitty way to treat somebody, but like that's kind of how they would like drag somebody who's resistant. I don't know, there's like mirrored screaming and like violence, like there's a lot of like violence against women, but that's a totally different conversation. They also do a weird thing. There's also a weird scene where I forgot which scene it was or which part it was, where one girl asks the other girl what her mom's name is, and she takes like a long pause, and then she says Tina. You're expecting her to say Audrey, right?
But then she says Tina.
Mm-hmm.
Why would they do that? Is it that just to build suspense and
but it might
just
be like
for
the
that,
thing,
or is it like a misfire?
It might be like the thing you were talking about before, where it's like they're kind of like inverting what season 2 was, where they're giving you like a little bit of the soapiness in those vague conversations, but there are connections through lines. So it could just be, like, I don't know if she needs some sort of an illusion. But he also says, like, do you want me to, like, end your story, too? So is he in control of something in some way?
Charlie?
Right. Is he even a real person?
Well, there is the thing where Charlie looks like Chet from Invitation to Love.
Oh, I heard that, too. That's sort of like...
He's, like, wearing, like, he's, like, kind of small looking, like, round face, the glasses, and the coat. He kind of looks like that, but... Again,
why would that be her focus point? Why would, like, you think it's, like, do you think it's something stupid like that? Like, it's, like, on the television, and that's, like, in her head? And then, like, for some reason...
I think maybe that's one of the last things she probably saw.
Because it couldn't have been on for the last 25 years. I mean, Twin Peaks, whatever.
I mean, what
could. Shows like that do go on that long.
She could still be in her coma. I don't think so.
But then who are all these extraneous people? Like, do we never see them because she also doesn't know them?
A coma
and, like,
dream?
Why is she so up in Billy? And who is Billy?
Billy might be like a...
And who is Bing?
Sort of a name for something.
And who is Bing? Is that another entity or
Bing
something?
is David Lynch's son.
No.
It's played by David Lynch's son.
No.
Isn't it?
No, he asks for Bing.
Ping asks for Bing. Or no,
No.
I think that was
because remember she said...
I think that was a subtitle
her, like,
error.
Is that...
I remember reading that was a subtitle error somewhere.
She corrects somebody and she says, no, Billy, not Audrey.
Let's see. Someone asked Sabrina Sutherland yesterday on Reddit whether the arm was voiced by someone else who wanted to know about the little girl who lived down the lane. She said that's a fair assumption.
Wait, what?
Sabrina Sutherland yesterday on Reddit.
Was
voiced by someone else who wanted to know about the little girl on.
So that's Audrey? What are you saying?
Was voiced by someone.
She might have asked me. I thought it was an interesting response. An interesting response. Do you mean that's supposed to be Audrey then?
The arm is Audrey.
I think that's how that's supposed to be read.
The arm is Audrey.
Unless I'm misunderstanding how it's written. That's what it sounds like.
That's what it sounds like, too.
I
She must
think,
have been just messing around, but I thought it was an interesting...
That might make a lot of sense, because why would they make that connect? Like, other times, there's been, like, repeated dialogue. The repeated dialogue making connections, and that does happen, so I mean...
And what I thought was weird is that it says, is it? After it says that.
Is it?
Is it?
Isn't?
Like,
then she does the same thing. She kind of asks about it, too, in the same way, almost.
And that's sort of like, come on, like, what did she say?
What is it? And he won't tell her. Huh. But what control does he have, and why? Like, is he just a doctor? Or is that some sort of, like, I'll end your story? Like, I know people speak plainly, Twin Peaks, but that's like...
that seems like a very much like a soap opera kind of thing.
But I don't... But there's more to him than that. I don't know
Audrey,
if he's like...
I'm really sleepy. I have so much work to do, and I'm already really...
But it's like, he's like, I'm so tired.
The
jacket's off. My jacket's off.
Like he's her father or something.
He's like an asshole, is what he is. He's just like, are we gonna keep doing this? He's like, I'll do this.
Like it's like it's happened before. Like she's already done this. But it's that whole same
conversation. Like over those 3 or 4 episodes, that's like the same conversation. Mm-hmm. So it's like this drawn out, weird just like commentary on bothered by that.
I'm already I'm so sleepy.
And she doesn't know where the roadhouse is. Like, why does she need? Like, what happened there? She forgot.
I mean, yeah, she goes to the Roadhouse in the original series. Yeah. Bang Bang Bar, Roadhouse, the same. I don't understand that, but...
I want to look at what do you call it? I was looking to that. I didn't... People said about it being reflected in the puddle, or, like, the sign reversed, and then, like, which...
Katrina, I don't think they say who voices the arm. I think this is, like, a mystery. I forgot who's... Somebody asked somebody, and they said they weren't going to say.
It's probably David.
It might be David. Jason says, I know it may not be totally cogent.
Cogent.
Cogent?
Cogent.
C-O-G. Yeah.
Yeah, like...
I've never heard cogent.
Yeah, cogent.
But Charlie is a different proportion guy, and so this is a man.
Oh, my Christ. But what? I don't know. Why?
I don't know. I think he just looks like...
Like another version? Is that a...
I think he looks...
Is that another piece of the arm?
Maybe.
How we have, like, Dougie and, like why?
It just separates further, maybe.
But why would that have... Why would it take that form, and then why would it need that situation of them being married and, like, all these little...
well, they're married. It's like sort of marriage, but it's, like, almost like...
No, I mean, it's obviously false or some sort of
contractual
thing. But, like, if it's cosmic, why do you need that? Like, he must be somebody real.
It's grounding, I guess. I don't know.
Or is it like Dougie? Like, he was Dougie Jones, as well as, you know what I mean? Like, it's just another version of that.
Does he ever say her last name?
No. Yeah, I think so.
He doesn't call her by Horne or, like, whatever her marriage last name.
And she does the same thing Diane does before she pops, because she's like, oh, I don't feel like myself. Like, I'm not me. Something's wrong. Like, she knows she's, like, a duplicate something if the behavior is to be matched.
This is true.
So I don't know what that would mean either. Not fair.
Sorry that the stream is kind of lagging a little bit, guys. I don't know what's going on. My internet has been kind of wonky lately. It's time to start campaign for season 4. I already tweeted Showtime, so you guys...
I don't think that's gonna happen.
All right.
Not that I don't want it to, but it doesn't need to, and I don't think it's like I don't think so. I don't think there's enough time.
I don't know if Twin Peaks, like, as an art thing, yeah, this could be it, but as a TV show, I feel like it can...
Oh, no, it's very open. There's a way to expand it for sure, but, like...
I think they left it so open that if they want to do something, they can. If they don't, it could stand on its own, and people can do whatever they want.
Most of the right people are still young enough to last for a little while. Not that people need to stay alive, and that's the point of things. But, I
mean,
like,
so many people have already passed.
That's what I mean. It was a lot that way, but still, like, they're young enough to keep the, like, image, that kind of...
Kyle could do it. I mean, Kyle was so... I was listening to a podcast, Obnoxious and Anonymous, last night, and they were saying how Kyle, like, sort of changed his tune about Cooper and Twin Peaks over time. but it seems like he would be totally up for doing more.
Oh, absolutely.
Now,
I imagine everybody would mostly be.
This is a good explanation of the weird Frank Booth conversations in the Roadhouse. It's an institution. They see penguins. I don't know what penguin. I remember that conversation. She starts chuckling. But I don't know what penguins mean. I guess it could be like. It almost seems like
they stay together.
Like
a herd.
Like tables. Like this is like now. It's like community time where we're all gonna sit at tables in the the crazy house and like just you could sit with your friends and talk about stuff and. I don't know. I really don't
sometimes,
know.
and then like the way the audience behaves is very strange some of the time.
Yeah.
Like some of the music, they're just like when it's like not like totally like it's upbeat, but it's not like you wouldn't just be standing like it's not normal, and then they all move for all.
Well, I think I don't know if that's intentional, but I think that's because they like shot all that at once without knowing who was going to perform yet. But again, I don't know.
And it seems intentional because they do make a point. I don't know what that like I don't know if one is more real than the other.
I mean, James and Freddie end up there at points. Shelley's there at one point. Who else shows up? I think that's it. Of like the main. I mean, Jacques' brother. That I don't know if Audrey ever meets original Jacques. I'm not sure. And then there's a whole thing with like the two A+ girls or whatever.
Yeah.
Is that also part of her dream?
I don't know. That might just be a thing to like let you know that like it's still the same kind of an operation.
The world spin says, "Please don't leave me. Stay with me forever." I don't think Twin Peaks. I think David or Mark has said this before. There's always Twin Peaks is just always gonna live. So.
Well, that's what he said. That's what David said in an article. He said Twin Peaks. It's all Twin Peaks. Like everything is Twin Peaks. So it's like
Twin Peaks is everything.
Open thing.
Yeah. It's never like it's always open to come back to. It's not something that can just wrap up
in whatever way.
Which is fine.
But then is that are you doomed to the same thing then? You can't really do that again.
It's
you
like
almost really pull off that with it as satisfying of a unless you do something like totally different. Like if
I can't see it wrapping up. Like there's no way it could wrap up.
If they do reapproach it though, like I don't think you could do that. Like what year is it? Couldn't really do that again, and you couldn't do another house and like
that would piss. There are only
so many stories
that would piss me off even. And I'm pretty forgiving with that stuff. Like if they did another season, it's like what whose shoes are these? I don't know.
It doesn't need to be another question even. It could just be another like.
I mean,
like what? Like a little like.
Who shot Cooper? How's Annie? What year is it? I don't know. I think the fact that it is a question is like that's what's so enticing to.
That could just be another commentary too on soap opera name. They are, you know, after that.
No, yeah. I mean, there's still. Who shot Mr. Burns?
Which is the same.
Wasn't that a response to Twin Peaks? Kind of.
No, that was.
I know that came after.
Was that Dallas?
Dallas.
Yeah, something. One of those, and then.
Maybe the little girl down the lane is Sarah and Laura. In the movie, the girl killed her mother.
What movie? Oh.
In the movie, the girl.
So was Sarah to be believed the one to follow the...
That's what people are thinking. But then, I mean, that's what I thought, but it might just be like, just a girl.
Just some sort of...
Just sort of like this is happening over here too.
It's like something else.
This has been happening.
Always.
Yeah, like this is just an insight. Nobody is safe from this kind of thing.
It just is.
Yeah. I mean, I want to say it's Sarah because it ties it in with the original cast, but again, it could. We've seen so many little one-offs that aren't like directly related to the main plot.
And there are so many other things that those other things could be.
Mm-hmm. So I thought it was Sarah, but now I'm thinking it's just
something else.
Like just other people. Like now if they want to come back and do another season or another movie or whatever, a book, they could go back and like explore
Do
these
something
kids.
else with that.
They could explore these kids, or they could explore Becky and Steve. Like I don't
Whoever, like something different.
They just left open so many avenues, so they have options later. Especially if like Mark Frost wants to write a book about, I don't know, the New Mexico or Nevada after the explosion and what that looked like. But again, like we said, everything is Twin Peaks. So if Mark Frost comes out with another book in a few years and it happens to be around the same time as like the explosion, we could maybe come to the sort of, I guess, assumption that probably kind of takes place in the Twin Peaks universe, sort of.
Maybe.
Not even, if not like so blatantly said, it might have something to do with it. Maybe his books already do in a way. I'm not sure. I have the last of 7 over there, but I haven't read it yet. Yeah, that's his book.
Is it good?
I haven't read it yet. Audrey, Billy, Charlie, ABC. Yeah, there's also that. I've seen that before, Jason. It's like a jab at the. It's almost like a play. It's almost like a sort of satirical thing, but I don't think they would use Audrey as a joke. But maybe they
not necessarily.
Not a joke, but like sort of like a
one-off little jab.
Yeah. Steven delivered the same kind of speech before triggering that gun. I still haven't listened to that speech with the subtitles on, but people were saying it was like super dirty or something.
What?
The speech that Steven, before he kills himself, gives to
I didn't hear
Donna's
that
cousin or sister.
I didn't hear that well at all.
But people were saying something about a rhinoceros, and
I think I heard that. But that might have been all I heard.
Let's see. Comments. Everyone's concern is okay to do season 4. Then David Lynch, Mark Frost. I feel like Mark Frost would totally be down to do more. I'm still not sure if I would be okay if it was just like a Mark Frost venture. Like if David Lynch says no, maybe I'll come on for a couple, but I'm not going to do this more. There's talk that maybe just Mark Frost will take it over and progress narrative. I don't know. I'm trying to decide whether or not that I'm okay with that. But I guess it's not up to me. But I think I'd be okay. I really love Mark Frost's brain. The Chalfonts and the Tremonts are the Black Lodge's real estate brokers, buying trailers and houses for Judy.
Does Judy need a house?
Judy has an apartment in Seattle.
Judy has an apartment in Seattle?
Yeah. I've been to her apartment, says Jeffries, and Firewalk with me.
What is
I don't know. What is an apartment?
I don't know.
They have the Tremont house, Chalfont house, Palmer house now. They had
And why do we need that? Is the box another thing? Is that like another aspect of like is that a similar sort of transport then?
I don't know.
Why do you need that?
I don't know. Yeah, that's a good question.
Because if you had such power, if you have these transitory places, like what is your like you couldn't just appear somewhere? Or is that another control thing? People sort of have that ability, but they kind of do it under certain circumstances.
I don't know. They're trying to get Judy. If Judy is the creature that was in the box, then Judy existed in that other world the whole time. And those 2 kids summoned them right quick.
I missed you in New York.
Who says that? Wait, who says that?
I think it was in relation to Sarah, because somebody said that Sarah was the thing in the box. Similar, the way she bit the trucker's throat out is kind of how she ate the faces of 2. It was a similar violence.
Did it eat the face or did it scratch it off?
Whatever.
I guess it doesn't matter. It could be like an animal.
Yeah, but like it was the same kind of violence. Like she like went for his throat and like ripped it out after taking off her face.
But like
it just like she had like she was like controlling it, but it was like it was a similar kind of a thing.
And what was the box supposed to do? If it was supposed to capture Judy, how did it break out so easily? I think. Do you think?
Well, Cooper has more power than that. And then the other thing, if you don't expect. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how ghosts work, but if you don't expect a certain level of power, you're protecting against such.
Well, yeah.
So much.
But I think this was like a good example of how
and even who was running that? Did we ever find out who was running that?
I'm assuming Mr. C. He probably paid for it. He's been doing drugs, selling drugs and all this. He had his whole like you said, he had like his own mafia kind of thing. So he probably, amassed a lot of money over 25 years.
Just to keep an
get
eye on
Judy.
Cooper.
He was also trying to get Judy, I think. But like it boggles my mind because Sam and Tracy, the two kids, they I mean, she wasn't supposed to be in there. They did it. And then all of a sudden the mother or Judy, whatever, creature, experiment, whatever you want to call it, if it's all the same,
is it more
comes out.
Is it something like if more than one person observes it, it has more power? Is it like that kind of a principle? Like, that there's a science experiment that like, you ever
do you think it has to, you think it's because of New York City? See, now thinking about
New York City is just like a hub for large places. I think that's more
no, but there's just, I'm thinking there's just so much trauma in New York City that it's like the weakest point.
And electricity, but then and then Vegas is full of lights, but I don't know if any of that really ties into it.
And like Twin Peaks, the middle of nowhere, like it's not as.
But it's technically something else. It's more like Cooper. It's like withdrawn from that, but like more into like the natural side. Maybe.
See, I have such an issue because I feel like we got an answer to a lot in the first couple parts.
Yeah, and I mean, they were pretty open pretty quickly.
And now thinking about it now, I'm realizing that we might have happened in those parts to tell us something. But
just checking something right quick.
What do you guys think about that whole thing? Jamie's still trying to process. She's not alone. You're not alone.
No, there's a lot to process. Even if you think you have something in mind, something else always comes up.
Rosenfield says he'd enjoy a Frost-led version after 18-hour version. This is true. Maybe they could just like swap out. I know they both worked on it, but David Lynch directed. It would be cool to see Frost primarily. Seemed like the experiment was eating their faces. Was New York the home of the Manhattan Project?
Yes. No.
I mean, I don't think there was was it Beacon? It's my history. I'm gonna look it up because that'd be interesting to know. Because there's so much nuclear stuff, as everybody knows. I mean, the Manhattan Project took place in a lot of places. But it's not going to say, I don't think this says specifically where it started. German chemists, Germany. I mean, you could call it the experiment, the project. The Manhattan Project is, inside, like, looking into aliens. I don't know. This doesn't actually say. I mean, it's called the Manhattan Project. They're in Manhattan. This theory by Auerbach chap says Sam and Tracy could generate enough Garmin Bosia to keep them alive, so instead she just scared them and fed off their. I don't think so. I mean, sure, whatever. Maybe, but I think Judy could like just all the destruction in the world it could feed off. Whereas Bob is just he is sort of chained to the plane, I guess. I don't think Bob
kind of. He's like he's an untethered kind of a thing. It's like a controlled explosion.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't think Bob could just like the Black Lodge. I see it as sort of just an earthbound. I don't know if it is. It might exist outside of time, but I think it is Earthbound. Again, I'm not sure, but Diane seeing her double outside the motel, dissociating herself from the trauma since she knew she was about to someone relive her rape or just tulpa trickery. We discussed this before. I don't think it was that. I think it was her becoming Linda.
She did see the double.
I still don't have a solid theory about what
they were in the
happens with
parking
that
lot.
double.
I'm not sure where.
It's the motel.
What color was her hair?
They were the same. They were almost identical,
Yeah.
as far as I could tell. I mean, I haven't looked at her clothes,
Yeah.
so I don't know exactly. But this whole Sam Tracy experiment thing is really bugging me now, though, because Cooper's going through all this trouble, going through timelines and all this stuff to catch Judy.
Yeah.
Sam and Tracy screw probably for the first time. Judy pops up and pops out of the thing and attacks them.
Mm-hmm.
But this is also after Cooper already goes through this tunnel.
Right.
So is Judy chasing Cooper? Is that the issue? He's constantly like maybe one step ahead, and he's chasing her and she's chasing him.
What for?
Hmm?
And what for?
Because I guess she knows he's after her.
Another loop.
It just seems another loop. It's like that's what I'm saying. Cooper's destined to fail. I don't know, and I think it's because you can't defeat evil. You could just
Contain it.
You could delay it. You could inconvenience it. And I've read this somewhere, and I can't remember where I read it, but
I think I read a similar. Actually,
it's like just you can't. Absolute evil cannot be defeated. You could just like delay it with goodwill and hope and all this stuff, and constantly fighting it. There's no like one hit kill.
more spiritual effort. As well as like active.
You have to make a choice. It's all It's all about a choice. But Cooper and his god complex thinks he could destroy evil, and
and he keeps
beat
missing
death.
things because he's not paying attention or not enough attention. I guess it depends on how you look at it.
Look at the donut, not the hole.
Yeah, exactly. That's the whole thing.
It is the whole thing. I've been saying this at the beginning. Look at the donut, not the hole.
It is about the bunnies.
And it is about the bunnies.
I mean,
you're paying attention to what's not there instead of what is.
Carrie Page.
Exactly. This is like the whole theme of this freaking season. You're paying attention to what you're missing, and you're not really paying attention to what's there.
And what's not there. Because you realize it, and you see it differently. It's like, not, how is it not there? Like, more like, why is it not there? From an emotional, like, like you're upset because you're not seeing what you think to be Twin Peaks.
But it's there.
But you're also seeing, it's like a different, it's not in the way that it is. That sounds really stupid and like out there. But like, it's like,
guys,
it's like hearing the notes they're not playing, like that kind of a thing. Like,
it's like, why aren't they playing this now?
Yeah,
I think I heard. I think I know somebody that used this note analogy, and I don't remember where I read this.
Yeah,
but like,
not to be. I mean, that's a common analogy that people use a lot, like jazz.
I know, but
it's kind of the thing. Like,
unsung notes.
It's almost like a theatrical jazz to sound way.
And
out
I would not doubt that's his sort of idea.
That's probably where he's coming from. I think on some level.
Because you know how he loves music. He thinks it's super.
Have you
abstract.
heard Crazy Clown Time? Have we heard Crazy Clown Time, everybody? To a point.
I mean, I can't stand his singing voice.
Oh no, and it's very repetitive, and it's very.
Essentially, I mean, getting down to brass tacks, and it's.
Yeah, I read Rhinoceros. This is Rhinoceros. Wow, Rhinoceros. I read that in high school, I think.
Oh, maybe that's what he was.
With all the heads of the and the head. I'd have to read it again to refresh my memory. That's a possible reference.
Also Dolly. What is in the negative space? I don't think.
No, it's not a negative. It's not a negative space so much as it is an other space. Like, you're not seeing it. You're seeing it from how you want to see it, as opposed to how it's shown to you.
You're looking. You're.
It's kind of like being
not colorblind, like a situation blindness,
Perspective.
like it's kind of like walking, perspective, like a perspective,
like I've been
like walking in on a conversation halfway through,
yeah,
or hearing half of a conversation on a phone,
and then you start thinking
then
like
you're
this
like,
is
oh, well,
how
clearly they're talking
how
about
it began
this,
and how it ended. Yeah,
and it should be like this, and I expect that to happen. Yeah,
it's
very topical.
I mean, yeah, that's exactly how it is. So I think all the answers we need are there, or not need, but I don't need anything.
Nobody needs anything.
I want.
You want.
I think again, that's the thing. You don't need the answers.
What year
is it? Huh?
What year is it?
You don't need to know the year. You just got to do the thing.
You want to know, but that's not the point.
How's Annie? You want to know, but you don't need to know.
It's part of the gift. These are very basic principles.
Oh, this is Lynch. I don't think. I mean, Lynch is he's a good practitioner. He's skilled filmmaker. But
yeah,
I mean, but like he knows, like he studied Hitchcock and well, not studied, but he's like he uses a lot of the same sort of camera angles and sort of the same atmospheric creating kind of shots and distancing and close. I don't know the actual like a lot of the technical term. He blocks shots very well.
A lot of close-ups, a lot of two.
I think that like technically he's very good, but
a lot of like horizon.
But I think his themes are pretty simple
Usually.
And I think Mark Frost likes to go into the like heavy detail, which is why they complement each other so much.
Yeah, kind of like a magic eye picture for the brain, sort of, I think.
The hidden image depends on you, or I need to...
No, it's more like, it depends on you, yes, but it's also like...
It's not like there's something there that you're not seeing that's actually there, but...
It's just a different way of seeing. Like, liminally.
Yeah. No, yeah. I'd agree.
Like, no, like, from, like, not from... I mean, I know it's... But like, it doesn't... You come from, like... It's not coming from your expectations.
Yeah. I think the fact that people go over it so much, almost... It's a beautiful thing. It's beautiful. But I don't know.
But can you put your drink on it?
I put my drink on it. Actually, speaking of drink,
yeah,
I still have some coffee left.
It's
so cold though.
I've been cold.
I have iced coffee.
Without the ice, that's pretty functional.
Is it subjective or objective?
Yes.
Yes. It's both.
Everything is everything. It's as much as it is. Do you want it to be, or is it not?
All right, I'm gonna go into my whole perspective dream thing because I think it's what year is the Gibson SG behind you? It's actually an Epiphone because I'm not a wealthy man, and it's probably from 2007. But I love it. All right, so this whole we live inside a dream thing. Now we could take this in so many. Dreams are such an abstract thing. That's full of abstractions.
Do the fingers help?
Yeah, it gets me into character. Dreams are full of abstractions, and when you try to understand a dream, I don't know where I was going with that, but Greg says so sad. Yeah, I mean, I haven't played it as much. I've kind of fallen off the guitar thing. Anyway.
We should play a song for the people.
You want to play a song?
Maybe later.
Perspective. Right? Exactly. Because I experienced it differently in 1992 to 2017. Yeah.
It's also a forced perspective.
Yes.
Back to starting position is more comfortable. Like, the return is very much an outstretched version of, like,
We're here now.
And what you expect. Like, this is where we are. But
you
also,
want to go back here.
Yeah, like the starting position is much more comfortable, but you also can't go back to what it was before. The other way, I assume, if the analogy.
Wow, we're good. So he was giving us a little bit more than we thought.
That's what I felt. I thought like, oh, the starting position is much more comfortable, so we're gonna get back to Cooper being conscious and just as he was initially, but also different because of the experience.
It hurts my arm when you do that. When you pull me this way, it hurts my arm. So let's go back here for a little bit. We're good.
Starting position is much more comfortable.
And then boom, you don't get like he told us what was gonna happen.
Exactly. Right in that.
Oh, we're good. You're comfortable.
No, now we're going to somewhere completely different.
You're done, and then we're gonna punch you in the face.
And we're back to another starting position, which is much more comfortable. It's very cyclical. Oh, it's so good.
We figured that out.
Good.
I didn't really realize that's how it was.
I think so. I think that's the intention.
He literally the whole thing is almost like talking to the audience of the original series,
essentially.
Which is why I think there's gonna be more.
It could be.
Because it's like, you guys want this. You guys want this comfort thing. But let's try this. Oh, this doesn't
exactly.
This doesn't feel right.
Isn't this uncomfortable?
This it hurts when I do this.
Exactly.
So let's go here. We have Dougie. And Dougie's all the things you love about Cooper. He's like simple, sort of.
No.
He loves coffee.
Well.
He loves pie. He's like a light. He's good to everyone around him.
He's just not connected with.
He's Mr. Jackpots. He's your Mr. Jackpots.
Exactly.
He's bringing you all the love, joy, and money. But this hurts.
Yeah,
it hurts my arm. It hurts my heart when you do this.
Oh my god! Excuse me.
Okay, so we're gonna bring it back.
Exactly.
And then boom.
Yeah.
Love it.
It's perfect.
Now I want that shirt even more.
We really need to get these shirts made.
We are the dreamers.
We are the dreamers.
Sorry guys, I think the stream is complete. Oh my god.
Uh-oh.
It's going dead a little bit. He broke the fourth wall more than a few times. Okay,
sure.
It seems like we're back. With a low output. I don't know what the hell's going on.
Maybe we're overheating.
Way to break down the arm wrestling scene. That makes so much sense. We've kind of worked. I mean, I didn't figure it out initially.
Oh my god.
But we kind of worked it out. And I kind of love it now.
It's the way he delivers it that makes it such like.
He's speaking like
he's speaking so clear and loud. It's like almost he's speaking above the scene.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, like you.
You think you know?
That's
think
like
you're,
the ultimate like.
You think you're in charge of this? Like you think you're like you're just gonna take over this?
Much more comfortable. Don't you miss that? Like, yeah.
It's like we're the big bully guy.
Yeah.
We're the leader of the kindergarten.
Yeah. Like you're submitting yourself.
I think
to
that
this
whole
content,
thing now I'm thinking, what is this? Kindergarten. What does he say? Nursery school.
Yeah.
It's almost like, oh, you want David Lynch and Mark Frost to hold your hand and bring you to your like.
No, but here are the basics of
where where it was easy, where it was comfortable.
But it's not.
But like.
It's very simple, but it's very
I love it.
Effective. It's very
Damn. Holy jumping George.
Holy George.
I think that's probably the best thing that came out of this stream so far.
Yeah,
we deconstructed the. I'm gonna retitle this video.
Yeah.
It hurts my arm. Well, now I'm totally derailed because I love that so much. Where were we? Play Just You. I don't know if I know how to play Just You.
I don't think I could stomach playing Just You.
You want to be my Maddie Ferguson?
I don't know. I don't think.
Or Donna.
I'd be both. I'll switch.
Okay. We'll switch characters.
Yeah. I gotta get a sweater.
Sorry about the stream strength, guys. I don't know what's going on. I think I have to get like a Wi-Fi extender or something.
Cemetery.
But damn. Okay, so I was on to perspective.
Yeah, well, that was a while ago. Yeah.
So you could. All right, I'm just gonna abbreviate this idea that perspective is a dream. More or less. We filter things through our brain and we create our reality. Nothing is we filter through our like subjective nature and our objective nature. It's like mushed up and thrown back out, and then we lack context for certain things, and there's emotion, there's other things going on in the brain that filter and
We
create.
also sometimes bring dreams into, like, sometimes feel an emotion, wake up with the same feeling, and
Yep.
kind of carry it with you through the day. So, like, in that way, dreams are real too.
No, I think that's the thing that they say. Dreams are just as real as reality.
Like, if you can
more or
have a
less.
memory of a feeling or an emotion attached to some situation, that's just as valid. I mean, within reason, but there's a validity to it. You
No.
felt it.
Yeah, it's all the people are like upset because it's like, is it just a dream? Is it just someone inside somebody's head? But
Isn't it just a TV?
I mean, it's. I don't think it's inside everybody's head,
Exactly.
and it's inside your head. I mean, it's just filtered through
And it
things.
loops. And it loops, and it, like, changes itself.
And if you want to see
depending on
dreams
that.
as dimensions too, you could say they're when they, memories are the gateway to the past. So when he goes to Laura, like save Laura, he's actually going to her memory of that point. And when Jeffrey says, "I'll open that for you," he opens the gate to that memory, and that you could say that's how he does it, or you could say he's opening a portal or opening. You could interpret
It's
it
a lot
whatever
of
way you
things.
want.
It's a lot of many.
But hey, aside, I'm in the middle of nowhere in Canada, and Ernie Hudson is coming here this Friday for a comic. Oh, cool!
Like a personal Comic-Con at your home, like the Ernie Hudson
Katrina's
Comic-Con theme.
having a personal Comic Con with
Katrina
Ernie,
Hudson
with a
Con.
Ghostbuster.
Yeah.
Oh, but he was in an episode, wasn't he? Right?
If-
No, he was. He was the general with in the beginning with the girl, the other general girl.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's right.
I
He
think
was
so.
in the
Right,
season.
okay.
I was like, why Ghostbusters? And
Why not?
now I remember he was in the season actually.
Dustin,
Eva Katrina says, and then we got punched in the face. Remember the beginning of Fire Walk with Me with the smashed TV? I mean,
Laura's picture,
we have Laura's picture everything being smashed. We know David Lynch loves.
the repetitive boxing.
Oh yeah, like everything is sort of almost like. It's like talking to us almost the whole time. I mean, you could see it that way. Now I'm seeing it more that way, especially with the arm thing. That kills me now.
That's the pivotal moment.
That, and now I'm thinking about this and look at the donut, not the hole.
Mm-hmm.
The hole is just like you'd even take it a step. I'll take it a step further, and donut holes are like the fun little surprise you get. You have the
Something
donut,
about
which
holes and fun. Never mind.
you have the
We're good.
donut,
Yeah.
with the filling, and
Do you mean like the hole, like the absence of space, or do you mean like a donut, like a munchkin kind of a thing from Dunkin'?
like a munchkin?
From Dunkin'?
Those are just like little fun treats
That's
that
what I mean,
you
but
get
also-
to pick up along the way.
But also the center of a donut is like the center of something is the focal point. That's like the absence. You're like looking at that's also kind of like donut is an illusion. Supposed to get from Twin Peaks. Donuts are magic. Except for the
Donuts.
jelly filled. The jelly filleds are just.
But what
pretty.
about what about donuts that actually don't have that hole?
If it's full of jelly, I mean, I guess technically that's primordial. You know what? Let's not analyze donuts anymore.
I mean, we're getting technical. He obviously he means like donuts with the hole.
Yeah, like the representative, like the
'Cause
donut. Like you eat the donut because that's the treat, and it's around center of the focal point. But you get the other parts of it, like without the other little part. Donut.
And it's still like, yeah, exactly. You're not gonna say, oh, this isn't like, I don't like this donut because it's missing a piece.
Exactly.
You're gonna like it anyway.
And you're like kind of working. You eat a donut, but you're like.
I mean,
even
I
though
usually
it's
eat a
nothing.
donut and then I go like
But
loop it
either-
around.
But either way, you're like eating a circle. You're like-
Katrina says the hole is in anticipation of more donut. I mean,
it depends on if you eat straight through. Yeah, I suppose so. Like the eye of the donut. But I think it's that you're like opening up the nothing.
we should just, yeah.
Seems negative, but it's not. Like a freeing of the soul of the donut. You know what? I think maybe this is a bad trip to go down.
I think Lynch was saying be happy with what you got. Pretty much. Like
Yeah.
more or less like you have this donut. You have this delicious donut Why are you gonna be upset because this hole is missing?
And then you have the memory of that donut.
Is this a lesser donut?
Without the hole, it's not a donut.
Hmm?
Without the hole, it's not. If that wasn't missing, that would be something different.
I mean, that gets into like whole. That's like the whole sandwich. Is the hot dog a sandwich kind of?
I see. I was thinking that. That's not at all the same argument.
But it's
you
not.
Talk about
no,
that
no,
right
no,
now?
no, no. We're doing donuts right now.
We're doing donuts.
I never thought like going to Dunkin' Donuts when I was a little kid, that I'd be having a conversation about the philosophy behind donuts and what that represents.
Get another
but yeah,
of life.
it's basically you have this donut. Why are you gonna worry about the missing hole? Isn't it the donut good itself? Aren't you enjoying the donut? Why are you so concerned about what's missing from that donut? Aren't you gonna pay attention to what's there in front of you in the moment? Also, another issue with Cooper, coming back to donuts and Cooper, he again with the God thing and trying to save the world. Nobody who did the giant tell him if he wasn't so fixated on trying to save the world, would the giant have even cared to bring him on to that? Has the giant taken coal before? Or I mean, I don't know if the giant has talked to Jeffries. Why Cooper? And now I guess a whole bunch of other people. Who knows?
Because he's able to guide Laura.
Yes.
And she was murdered because she needed to be murdered.
Do you think the giant is wrong?
Of course, he's an FBI agent because an FBI agent would get involved. It all just fits together.
I don't know, but do you think these people are wrong? Do you think they're wrong? I have this thing that they don't even know what they're getting into.
No, I mean no one really knows what.
It's like, yeah, we could take out Bob, sure. Again, it's like,
can you?
It's like
Is he really gone?
I think Bob is gone. I think Bob was just slim pickings compared to Ultimate Evil, and I don't know. I feel like the spirits of the Lodge or the Watchtower or whatever. I think they don't even realize how, what they're getting into. I don't know.
There's a lot of interpretation.
And what's missing was old Twin Peaks as well as missing actors. Yeah, pretty much. Still enjoy it. I know there's all these things missing. There's we don't have scenes where, James and Donna are having a picnic, and I don't know why that came into my head, but all these precious scenes. But there's also a lot there. We have the Sonny Jim scenes. We have the Mitchum brothers scenes. We have the Andy and Lucy scenes. We have the Hawk and Log Lady scenes, which, I just get chills talking about it. But those were special scenes.
Mm-hmm. And they tie everything together in very small and large ways.
That and especially since Catherine Coulson was on the verge of death, and Miguel Ferrer was on the verge of death when they did these things.
Mm-hmm.
How dare anybody? I don't know. I'm super protective about this season because I think there was a lot.
It was expanded upon a lot.
16 people. The conclusion failed worse than I thought. If people are watching the episode sync together and spinning crazier theories by the know what the heck you're talking about,
Jason, be free. Are you free?
Now I'm on a Doctor Strangelove tangent, thinking of Bob as Slim Pickens riding the bomb that says hi there.
Oh, there you go. That's another connection.
Another
nuclear connection.
Yeah.
That's a film. Did you see?
No, I never saw Doctor Strangelove.
Pretty good. Sort of. That sort of. Got it. I don't remember.
So if you guys have any, I mean, this we kind of went off on a large tangent here.
Many large tangents.
So if you guys have any last questions, leave them before we get to another hour of just discussing randomness. Let me know. I know this connection hasn't been great today. I apologize, but hopefully next time we do one of these, it'll be better. I'm gonna see what I could do to improve this connection. Do you have any final thoughts?
Covered quite a bit.
I mean, we're gonna do more streams, but
we should very soon.
He gave us Invitation to Love instead of Twin Peaks, Comas, Affairs, Death, Drama, and I guess. I think that kind of ties in with the whole Audrey Charlie thing.
That's also possible.
It was almost like a super like concentrated version in that little room.
Right. A lot of dark colors, a
'cause
lot
it
of
was-
small, like, tight
there was
shots.
Possible death. There was a lot of talk of affairs.
And a lot of tension, a lot of yelling, secrets.
And secrets, all in like this contained...
All in like 1 or 2 rooms, really. Very darkish, like cave-like room. Not cave-like, but like very dark, dim rooms.
Yeah, like...
Very luxurious, like white, not white, like reds.
Wood, deep woods and stuff.
Woods and
wood
greens.
colors.
Yeah. Very foresty.
All right, guys. So
All right,
if that's it for you guys today,
we've almost got 2 hours in. That's crazy.
It always goes over because you get on tangents and stuff.
Tangents.
Thank you guys for watching again. If you're not subscribed, do that thing, and follow me on Twitter.
Catch me on. Oh yeah, that's
Twitter.
Right.
Twitter.
I don't know how.
Right there.
That's yeah.
And we'll.
You can catch me at the Mr. Pipes.
Mr. Pipes.
I don't know why I'd want to do that.
Sure, yeah, I'll retweet him, and then you guys could find him there.
Check me out. I'm pretty hysterical. I think we both have a lot to say.
Yeah, and you'll know when we do another stream.
We'll probably
this
do
one's
one
kind of
fairly soon.
It was a small stream today, but
yeah.
In the take 5 scene where Dougie is eating pancakes or a bunch of owls, cookie jar, syrup, jam label, I think Lancelot Cord is signaled as the creation of the Black Lodge. Interesting. I never thought of that.
Pretty interesting.
It'd be interesting if like Merlin had something to do with the creation of the Black Lodge, and that could be also a tie to the magician. Merlin wasn't blind, was he?
No, Tiresias. That's a different
magician one.
Yeah, I don't know.
We have to get back. We have to get into the
have a little
King
more,
Arthur tie-ins.
A little more
at some point.
Deeper mythologies that way.
That Audrey thing happened in a 1990 room, 2 rooms. There.
That I could identify it as like. He did have a rotary phone, which is very strange. That's more like. I guess like around the 60s, the 50s.
There was a lot of mixed technology in the season.
Right.
There were rotary phone. Like, there's a scene where the scene that like for some reason sticks out to me is when Dougie wakes up and calls the Mitchum brothers. I think he answers on a rotary phone, and then he tells him to gas up the jet, and his brother pulls out the cell phone.
Yeah, there's a lot of that,
which I thought was cool.
And one of the old style, like the horn that makes Laura and all those little. Not that that's like an antiquated thing. But I
think that's just Lynch like showing kind of love of old and new technology. The efficiency of new technology, but the romanticism of the design and look of old technology. Yeah. Katrina, you're all good.
Thanks
all
fine.
For contributing.
We also talked lots.
All right, guys. So I'm gonna end it here. We'll see you guys next time.
Catch you on the flippity flop.
Anthony, Mr. Pipes.
What's up, the Mr. Pipes?
This might even look a little bit better. I know this kind of set is a little weird. I'm probably gonna get another webcam to get multiple angles.
I'm like back here. What are you gonna do?
We're going for a more professional thing. Probably gonna start some type of podcast soon.
That sounds good.
So if you guys are interested in podcasts,
perhaps we'll have a submission of questions, or we'll gotta figure out what it is first.
Yeah, we're gonna have to figure out a podcast format, something. But you'll see something, and possible short film coming soon. Probably very Twin Peaksy. So you guys might enjoy it if we do it.
We'll see how it goes.
If we do it well. All right, guys.
All right, take care. Good times.
See you later.